Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Awaken to Your Soul Path. I am your host, Barbara, and I am joined by your other host, Robyn, today, who is putting herself in this beautiful sunshine today. And we want to talk to you about the unknown angels. And since this is more Robyn's area of expertise than it is mine, I'm going to start by asking you, Robyn, can you explain to me and our listeners, our viewers, what are the unknown angels and why should we care?
Oh, wow. I have to tell you that learning about the unknown angels has been so helpful. My body put itself in a cleanse where I couldn't drink. All I could do was sleep and drink water. And I couldn't eat solid food. And it was so frustrating because it's fine for my body to go through a cleanse, but I didn't know how to help support my body. So I ended up borrowing a book called The Medical Medium by Anthony Williams. And he has, all of the illnesses we have, fibromyalgia, diabetes, you name it. He's got it in there. He has a reason why we get these illnesses. He has a cleansing diet you can go on to cleanse yourself. So I eventually started doing one of these cleanses, which was amazing. And I actually called the woman who I borrowed the book from. And she says, well, have you got to the part of the book about the unknown angels? And I was like, no, because I'm one of those people that I just flip to what I want to see. And I thought, unknown angels. Okay, so I went into the book and he talks about that there's 21 essential angels that we can call upon. Now, he says we have to call upon them out loud. We need to be sincere and very specific of what we want to be healed for. And he says that we shouldn't just mess around with angels. They get a little annoyed. I don't know if that's true or not. I think angels don't have that pissy attitude, but who knows? Maybe they do. But there's 21 essential angels. There's the angel of mercy, the angel of faith, the angel of trust, angel of healing, angel of restitution, angel of deliverance, angel of sun, light, water, air, purity, fertility, birth, peace, beauty, purpose, knowledge, wisdom, awareness, relationships, and angels of dreams. So you would specifically call upon, let's just give an example, angel of faith. Call upon her in whatever way suits you. If you make this a daily practice, the rhythm will help you transition the habit into full-blown conviction. Tell the angel of faith you are finally ready. And so we call upon these angels when we want additional healing. And he says we also have 144,000 additional female angels that we can specifically call upon to help us with things. So I know that when my body is in pain, it's a program. It's a self-sabotaging program. I know that fibromyalgia is a self-sabotaging program. So it's based on past life, religious piety, thinking we need to be punished. There was that whole religious sect where they, hurt themselves all the time. So we have these things in our cellular memory and in our akashic records where we feel we need to be punished for something we're doing, or we're not good enough, or we're not worthy. Mm-hmm. So I started calling upon the unknown angel. So I would say, I call upon the unknown angel who will help me relieve me of this physical pain. I understand this is self-sabotage. I ask you to help me release this patterns and programs and beliefs from my physical body, from my cellular memory, and from my akashic records. And I have been doing that a lot. And I have to say, it is helping.
That is very good to know. So I'm cheating a little bit because this is the first time I'm hearing about it. But to be clear towards our listeners and our readers, these angels, they are not guardian angels. They're also not archangels. These angels are angelic beings that are here to be of service. who do not have a specific name or delegation except to bring love where it is needed. And their role is one of providing support, assistance, and synchronicity in our lives. So I love that you can call upon them and not even have to name them, because they're unknown angels or unnamed angels. So you're just saying, you know, angels of light, beings of love that are out there. I am going through something that's a bit much for me, and I would love to have your support in going through this and helping me see what I need to see and cleanse what I need to cleanse and let go of what's no longer serving me in order for me to step into my highest good.
Yeah, exactly. And it's really nice to know that he also says these angels are more powerful than the archangels in his book. That because we specifically call upon them to deal with one thing. And because let's say Archangel Michael, he's got 100,000 people talking to him 24/7.
Yes.
Well, these unknown angels don't have people talking to them 24/7. They're just standing there waiting for us to ask for their help. And I was really grateful to learn about this because I work with Archangel Michael, Metatron, Sandalphon, Uriel. I bring them in every day, but so does a million other people.
Mm-hmm. True.
So having the ability to just call upon an unknown angel, specifically tell them what you want help with. And he says in here, don't worry, you know, we're always supposed to talk positive. He says, you don't have to do that with them. You can say, my body is in this physical pain. I don't understand it. I need relief. Please help me. We don't have to watch our language when we're asking for their help.
No. But we do need to speak their name and our request out loud. So it's not enough to do it in your head. You need to voice it out loud. And the most important thing in that is also your intention. And so you need to come from a place of open-heartedness, and you need to be willing to ask for help. That's the first step. And you also need to be willing to allow that help to come to you, to receive the energies that will begin to flow towards you. And a request can be as simple as, unnamed angels, please send me help for my current situation.
Yes, and you do have to, and I love the fact that you said you need to allow, because we need to also, in another book I was reading, this other woman says we need to say, I allow. So after you do your request, say, I allow this healing to be done on my behalf. Yes. And so I've been adding that word, I allow, as well.
Yes, exactly. So, and why you need to speak it out loud is because when it's only in your head, it's just a thought. And there are so many thoughts in our heads. So it makes it really hard to distinguish between one thought and another thought. So when you speak it out loud, you give it form and you give it power and you make it real. And a real request cannot be ignored by angels. And a whisper counts. So you don't have to shout it off the rooftops, and you don't even have to say it out loud. You can also say, unnamed angels, please help. And then, but still there needs to be a little bit of sound. You need to speak it. And then indeed, I love what you're saying. You need to be open to however your help shows up in whatever form, because there's so much out there that we don't know. So if you have in your mind, oh, it needs to come in the form of a healer, or if your request is unknown angel, please help me find a practitioner who can help me with my health issue, then you're kind of expecting a practitioner to show up, right? Because that's your request. But you need to keep your heart open, and you need to be open-minded, and you need to have faith, because even though you might ask for a practitioner, it can be a friend that's not officially a practitioner, but does have the healing capabilities to help you move a step further, or it can be someone completely unknown to you that steps up, or it can come to you in a vision or in a dream, in a meditation. There are many ways in which the help that you're asking for can come, and sometimes I think we do that in more cases than just one. We have this set way or this set image of how we like our help to show up, and then we are kind of expecting that to show up, and we're on the lookout for that to show up in that form, and that might make us miss the help if it shows up in a different form. Have you ever experienced that?
Yeah, absolutely. We have to be willing to not have an idea of what it's going to look like, because sometimes it shows up in a book like this book that, you know, helped me through this body cleanse. It shows up in a video. It can show up in a TV show. I've had things show up in TV shows and it's like, oh, wow, that was inspirational. It can show up in a friend saying, oh, hey, I did this cleanse and it worked great. Would you like a copy of it? So we do need to be willing to be aware of the fact that we ask for help, but we don't know where it's going to show up or how it's going to show up. We just need to listen and pay attention to what's going on after we ask for help. But I can tell you that these unknown angels have really helped relieve my body of the physical pain that I have been going through. And I am so grateful for that. I mean, there's even an unknown angel of gratitude. So you can go, I would like to call upon the unknown angel of gratitude. I am so grateful for all of the healing I have received. I'm grateful for my home and property. I'm grateful for all of the gifts I have received. I am open to receiving all that I am entitled to. Thank you. I allow all of these things to be done.
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly. Because sometimes their support comes in the form of a gentle, calm, inducing breeze, or maybe a particularly sweet moment in a dream. And sometimes we don't even feel their presence, but the following day, another person that we run into offers the support that we are desperately seeking. Or all of a sudden your phone rings and the person on the line has the answer to a technical issue that you've been having and that you didn't know how to solve. So we always say the universe works in mysterious ways, but I think that that also expands towards angels, right? They also they work in mysterious ways.
Absolutely. We don't, the nice thing about it is we don't have to understand the mechanics. We just need to put out the request and allow the universe, the angels, God, I am, whoever, to, if we're open to receiving and we stay in our heart chakra, and stay out of victimization or pity. When we continue to say, I can't, or I can't do this because the pain is too much, or I can't eat anything. I was not worried about the fact that I couldn't eat anything. I listened to my body. I respected what my body wanted. And I was surprised how long I could go without actually putting solid food in my system. But I was so grateful to borrow this book and be given the cleanse in there, and then all of the other amazing information that's in this book. And again, it's The Medical Medium by Anthony William.
Yeah, so when you have the book, you know the names of they are the unknown or the unnamed angels, but they are still called angel of prosperity or angel of gratitude. But I can imagine that most people don't know all of these names of all of these unknown angels. So it's good to stress again that it's enough to say unknown angels or unknown angel that can help me with this thing that I'm going through. So you don't need to know if it's an angel of gratitude or whichever angel you need to call for your specific problem, because sometimes you don't even know exactly what your problem is. So that also makes it very difficult to call upon a specific, and that's also what the archangels, right? The archangels have very specific roles. So if you are suffering from a specific thing or going through a specific thing, then you know which archangel to call. But I love that these angels can be called world if everything's just very unclear, except the fact that you're feeling shitty, or that your life is not going as planned, or you're struggling, or you don't know what to do anymore, and that you then just say, unknown angel who can help me with this thing that I'm feeling, please come, I need you. And I can also understand that some people have just a lot of things going on, or it's a never-ending thing, or the thing after thing after thing that's going on, right? I've had periods in my life where that happens, and I know for a fact a lot of my clients have periods like that. And it's not that an angel gets tired of you, or that you need to consider yourself a burden to these angels, or that you think that you request their help too often, because angels, they find joy and purpose in helping people who need help, and they love helping you, they love coming, and they are powerful, and they are truly beings of light and love, and they want nothing more than to see you alive and happy and peaceful. So I wanted to stress that you can never call upon the angels too much.
Yeah, it's true. They're here for our help. We were never meant to do anything here alone. We have always had a spiritual family on the other side, be it guardian angels, unknown angels. We have family on the other side that are always here, just waiting for us to give us help. And they also give us promptings. They can move us in a certain direction. When we just ask for information, the information shows up. And I've done that. I've been in my meditation and I've asked for help around a specific situation, and I just don't have the resources or the knowledge or the wisdom around the situation. And then the next thing I know, a book shows up, or somebody shows up, or there's a video on it. And when we ask, we receive.
Yes, exactly. And we are living in times where it's exceptionally hard to hold on to your faith. The world is upside down, and everybody are, if you look at the governments of all of the countries, basically, it looks like they've lost their mind. And a lot of us are struggling. And a lot of us are also struggling with having faith that it all will lead to something, that it's all has a purpose, that we are going through this not for nothing, but for something, even though we don't know what that something is. And I also know a lot of people who have turned their back on faith, but then more specifically, I think, turned their back on religion. And I'm one of those people. I don't believe in said religion. I believe that it's a cause of a lot of unhappiness and wars and other things. So I do believe that there's a greater power out there. Call it a god, call it source, call it universe. It does not really matter. It's a bigger source out there. But I also believe that it listens to you wherever you are, and you don't have to worship it in a stone building with glass stained windows for it to listen to you. It listens everywhere. And it's the same with angels. From religion, we have these paintings and images of what an angel should look like. And I've always had kind of an aversion against that form of angel. I've never thought of myself as someone who does something with angels, but you can also visualize them as just very powerful light workers. So like a Robynn Plus or a Barbera Plus, and not the typical image of an angel. And they are just there to help us and to support us, because for the longest time I felt I was alone. I have had so many setbacks, struggles, whatever you want to call them, in my life that made me feel like there was nobody out there, that I was just completely alone. And that's what spirituality brought me. A lot of people find this in their religion, but like I said, I don't believe in religion. So then you can feel very alone. But spirituality is not religion. It's a different form of believing in a higher power, where you connect to the belief that you are part of a larger something, that we are all connected, that we are all whole and one, and energetically connected to one another. And that means that we are also a part of the angels, and the angels are a part of us, or at least their presence, their energy. And that is the thing that made the biggest difference for me, to sort of get permission to not believe in the religion form of angels, and see them as, like I said, a Robynn plus or a Barbara plus, you know, just with more experience and more powers, but also humble in a way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And I mean, religion, I, walked away from religion too, but it was interesting because in the religion I was raised, there was no mention of angels. We never talked about angels. The only person we prayed to was God. And so for me, I always felt like there was no support. Like, how do we get the answers to the questions we need? And when I started walking the spiritual path, I realized that there was a whole world of information outside. And I mean, I started my research with Wicca, and then I took the Reiki courses and continued to take other spiritual courses and other healing modalities, and learned to trust myself. And then I learned to love God. Then I felt abandoned by God when I was growing up, because, my life sucked just like yours did. And by stepping into a spirituality, a form of spirituality, realizing that we are all connected to God. Everything's connected to God. Universal, you can call it source, you can call it whatever, but we are all energetically connected to each other, and we're not separate. And that was so huge to understand, that I was not alone. There was this whole, I could talk to the trees and the flowers and bushes, and I could just totally expand my energetic awareness.
Mm-hmm. I love that. I think it's very important, and that's why I'm very glad that we are talking about this today. But I remember something you shared before we actually started. I think you told me that these unknown angels are even more powerful than the archangels or the guardian angels.
Yeah.
What makes them more powerful?
According to calling on them specifically, so that when we call upon them, they have more, I'm going to call more energy. That's just my interpretation, more energy to give us. They can be totally focused on us, whereas Archangel Michael has 100,000 people talking to him, and he's
You were breaking up a little bit.
Oh, yeah. It said, I even got my booster on today. So I'll say that again, that they have, because there's only maybe one or two people calling upon them, they have all this energy. Whereas Archangel Michael has 100,000 people asking him at the same time I am. So his energy is split between 100,000 people. So this is why these unknown angels are more powerful, because they can focus directly on us.
Yes, well, that does make sense, because the less people know about them, the less people indeed call upon them and ask for their help. So they have more time, and then maybe also more energy to give, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. This has been a wonderful talk. Um, I never heard about them before until you mentioned them today. So I'm very grateful that we are talking about it now. And I quickly looked up some things on the internet, and it's very interesting. So I think I'm going to incorporate it into my practice and see what it can do for you. Do you have more examples of what it did for you?
Um, I'm just more at peace. The pain in my body is less, and then I can, when it does flare up, then I can ask for release. And we don't have to buy. Okay, so I was reading in this book, and me say out loud. She was also met some other medium who, or her spiritual guide told her the reason why she has psoriasis in this lifetime is because she wanted to work through something. And I thought, I'm tired of working through my pain. I don't have to put my body in pain to understand. I feel like the pain is past programming. It isn't necessary. So I'm going to completely ask to be released from this. I want to be released from this. Why should I continue punishing my physical body for something that happened in a past life or something that happened in my childhood? Hey, I'm ready to let all of this go. I don't have to walk this path of pain anymore. So this is what I'm using these unknown angels for, is I'm done with this self-sabotage in my physical body. I'm done with it. And so this is what I'm specifically working on with the unknown angels.
I love that. Because we were talking before we started recording about how this is a time of massive change for most of us light workers, and how many of us are in like sort of a limbo position where you don't have any focus or motivation anymore for what used to drive you, but you also have no clue of what new thing is there. So that's what I call limbo. You're kind of in between, and I've been in between for a while now, and you've been in between for a while now. And I think it's very interesting to start working with these angels in this in between period and asking them, because this in between period, I think we talked about it. I think it's a period of cleansing, a period of letting go, which you also are talking about with your physical things. I no longer want to have these pains. I don't want to have these ailments, but it goes deeper than that. It's also, I don't want to feel unworthy. I don't want to feel unloved. I don't want to feel unsupported or like I have to do everything by myself. I no longer want to be stuck in lack or victimhood or whatever patterns might come up for you. This is the period of cleaning, of cleansing, of letting go, of dropping the things that are no longer serving you. And I think our new purpose, the next thing for us, will become clear when we are ready for it. So the only thing we need to do is to make ourselves ready. And with make, I mean not, oh, I need to push myself and I need to take action and I need to do this and I need to do that. And you know, what we usually do, that's not the make. I mean, it's more taking a step back. And yes, I have no clue where I'm going. Yes, I have no clue what I'm doing. And yes, for the first time in my life, I don't care. I'm okay with it. I'm just being. I'm focusing on existing and having as much fun in my day as possible and handling whatever comes up. And I've been triggered by people, by situations. And then I think, interesting. Things that I can still heal, things that I'm still called upon to let go. And that is where you can call in the help of the angels, right? Whenever you run into something that you think, oh, this is a part of me that apparently still needs some healing or some love and attention, and then calling upon the help of the angels to go through that period in order to stay peaceful on the on the inside, and have faith, again faith, that you will get to where you are going if you just allow yourself to be carried downstream by the river with the aid of the angels.
Yeah, absolutely. We go through these stages because we need to rest, where our physical body needs to catch up to our spiritual, I call them our spiritual upgrades. And we need to catch up. Our body needs to catch up to the new vibration that our body has received from the downloads, the ringing in the ear, you know, the things we get. And it's important for us to not push our bodies during that time. But again, if you want inspiration, call upon the unknown angel of inspiration. You know, if you want to meet your soulmate, call upon the unknown angel of soulmates. This is where we have this ability to call upon all of the help we require and to trust that we're going to receive it. Because I'm done with the unworthiness. I'm done with the self-sabotage. I'm done with the physical pain. I know who I am. I like who I am. I love who I am. And call upon the angel of self-love if you don't have the ability to love yourself right now. But call upon him every day. You can call upon him every single day. You can ask for help whenever you need it. But be ready to let things go. That's one of the really important things, is you really have to want to let it go.
Yes, indeed. And I wholeheartedly agree with you. I'm also done with unworthiness, with not being good enough. I'm done with being mistreated by people. I'm done with being conned by people. I'm done with all the negativity of the situations that I've experienced in the past that you also recognize, and you as a listener or a viewer probably also recognize. I'm done with the struggle. I'm done with the surviving, and I'm ready to just thrive and enjoy life. And like you, I love who I am now. I love the person that I've seen myself grow into, and I feel like I'm ready to shine my light out on the world. So I love this conversation. I love everything that you shared. If you're watching or listening to our talk right now and you think, oh, what's that book? We will make sure that it's in the show notes. And if you want to talk to either one of us about things that you're struggling with, don't hesitate to reach out. I'll make sure that our contact information is also below in the show notes. And if you feel like you need help in any form or shape, also don't hesitate to reach out. We have various options, some that don't even cost anything. So if money is your objection, I've wiped it away right now because there are even no payment options for help. But you know, you need to want it. You need to want to be done with everything, and you need to want to move into a better future, your future, the thing that you came here to do. And you need to be ready to allow and receive everything that's going to help you step into that role and be that person. So thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I think this was an amazing episode, and we look forward to receiving you and talking to you and inspiring you with our next episode. For today, I wish you an amazing rest of the day, and I hope you will join us next time.
Bye. Have a great day.